Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we're going to be looking at two versions of a car that already exists or has existed in previous versions of GTA 5, and that is all to do with the Patriot. Now, as you can see, this is the Patriot that is currently in GTA 5. This is the standard Patriot that you all know, and I would say love, but probably just all know. And, well, the Vanilla Works Extended Mod Pack adds a couple of new style Patriots into the game. And, speaking of the devil, there's one right there. As you can see, it is a pickup truck style one that also has a different front. We're going to be checking out a closer look in just a minute, once I've found somewhere to park. And the other Patriot that it adds is the Patriot Classic. This is the one that you might remember from older versions of GTA. Think like GTA 3, for example, that had the Patriot in it, which is based on the Hummer H1. There's a new one of those with some customizable bits that you can do inside of GTA 5, and it's all high res and everything and fits in perfectly with the world. So let's just go around there. Let's go around to that car park and we'll check all these out. So I'm going to park them all together and have a look at them and then modify the two new Patriots. So before we do all of that, there's going to be some comments on the screen. These are comments featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links for my Twitter are in the description below. And of course, don't forget, there's also Instagram _Figureight. Links for that in the description below as well. Right, so here we are, all parked up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go for repair vehicle. And I'm just going to spawn in the other two so we can look at them all side by side. Okay, so here we are with all three. So this on the left, as you can see, is the beautiful, amazing Patriot Classic. This is obviously, it's supposed to be law friendly, so it's obviously going in the style of some other cars that have been reintroduced as classic models. This is doing the same. I really wonder why Rockstar have not brought out a Patriot Classic. It just seems to make sense to me that this would be added, but for some reason they haven't. But of course, this is why mods exist, and this is why we have this now, and it is so beautiful and amazing. We'll check this out just a little bit. So I'm going to look at these first. We'll save the best till last, obviously. So on the right here, this is the normal Patriot that you get in GTA 5 based on, I believe, either like the H2 or the H3. I never really understood the difference. Obviously, as this is supposed to be law friendly but supposed to not look exactly like the original, this does end up looking like some sort of weird Chinese copy fake version of the Hummer. Whereas this one looks a little bit more true to life. It's got that same style grille that you would have seen on the real Hummers, whereas this one just has some sort of ugly random looking grille. And this one doesn't have the chrome around this bits, which sort of makes me, I don't know if this is like the one in real life. I'm sure I've seen some that have this and some that have this, so I'm not really sure, but these are supposed to be law-friendly ones. I seem to recognise that actually going by the shape of this bodywork, it's actually pretty much the same body. I'm not really seeing any major differences. They seem to just be based on the same model. However, the differences lie that this one has a whole different front end and bonnet, and also a whole different rear end with different lights. And yeah, as you can see, this one's got, I'd say that this one's a bit of a nicer looking, like, rear set of lights, but this one, I mean, this is quite a utilitarian car. Maybe this one is real life, but I don't know. I'm sure you guys can decide and let me know which you think is the better looking rear end. But the difference between this one is that you can have this in a pickup truck variant, which this one never came in, or you could just make it look like this version, but with a whole different light setup, as you can see here. So on the insides, these seem to be pretty much the same. I mean, yeah, identical, in fact. And then on the sides, I don't think there are any differences. I've noticed this one has got a step up, whereas this one doesn't. But that seems to be it. Apart from that, it's all the same. I mean, this one's got the marker there, this one's just got it up there. And that's about the only difference, really. So let's just go ahead and see what sort of things we can do to this. Let's go to vehicle options, menus, customs. So there are no tuning parts at all, nothing in the lowriders, no liveries, no anything like that. But there are a few extras that we can check out. So we have, let's just go to the back. This is where the major extras are going to be. So if we just get rid of extra 2, you can see that this is actually what the model is in its purest form. It's basically this with this whole back end cut off. If we go for extra 1, we get the full back. like this one. But of course, there are a few differences. Actually, I've noticed the lights on the top are slightly different. This one's got some flatter lights. This one's got some like larger ones on the corners, and then these 3 in the middle. So they are slightly different on the roof as well. So this one has the aerial and this one doesn't. Starting to see a few more details. And of course, this one has like a thicker rail, whereas this one has a thinner rail. There's all the differences, I think, and also it's got like that black border around the side as well. Yes, as you can see, this one adds the rear end, and it also has the same sort of cutout for the lights, interestingly, which also sort of kind of makes these lights blend in just as well, because it just has this bit, and they sort of chamfer is the word, or taper? What is the one that makes it where it goes wider? Whatever that is, it then goes wider to these lights underneath. So yeah, that all works. Looks pretty cool. And of course, we do have this version. We also have, as you can see on Extra 4, there's roof rack right here. Then on Extra 5, we have something which I don't know what it is. Can't figure out Extra 5. Extra 6 adds these bull bars to the front and the rear, which also actually, I think it's just not a bull bar, just, it adds the wheel and the relocated rear plate. That is a cool look. Once again, a whole different thing which we just couldn't get with the previous Hummer, or the previous Patriot. And then Extra 12, I believe, is the drinks holder. Yeah, there we go. And I mean, just to compare the extras that you get on the standard one, this one does have the extras of the foot thing, which the other one doesn't have. This also does have the options of a grill, a different style grill though. I actually prefer the one on the Vanilla Works extended one on the left. I think it just looks nicer. This one does have all the lights as well as another sort of step up. Actually, that's the exhaust change, isn't it? Yeah. Extra 11, I think, is some sort of, actually, I don't know what. Really have no idea what that one is. And then Extra 12 is going to be the drinks holders. So they're definitely very different. They aren't sort of like a replacement of one another. They work together, almost to make 2 forms of almost the same car, just with a slightly different front and rear end on this one. But it just gives you whole different styles of looks that you can get with the Patriot. And actually, whilst we're here, because you might have seen in the previous video that there is a new update for V-Stancer which adds the ability to change wheel sizes. So, whilst we're here, let's make these wheels just a little bit bigger, and we make it a bit higher just so it looks even cooler than it already is. So let's just go for the wheels, and let's get for some nice big off-road wheels. And I think these ones, number 24, or possibly, actually, are these the same? Oh no, one's just a slightly lighter one. I'm going to go for wheels 24 on this. I'm going to go to V-Stancer, and I'm just going to make everything bigger. So, tyre size, wheel size. There we go. Is that going to be too big? That might be too big. We'll have a look. So we got all that. Then we're going to change the collisions right there on the front, and then the same on the rear, so it's not sort of going through the ground right there. And it should still drive. Yeah, drives fine. So I'll make these a bit wider and make it a bit more like a monster truck. And then we'll just go ahead and just make it higher. There we go. A lifted version of the Hummer. Job done. That was really simple. How about that? Well, I'm just going to go and reverse that one. We might do the same with the Classic in just a second once we've seen all the other stuff we can do to it, but it's a pretty nice simple build we got there. So, on to the Patriot Classic. This is the one that I'm looking forward to. This is a real beauty. This is obviously based on the Hummer H1, but it does have the similarities with the previous Patriots that we would have seen in previous versions of GTA. Mostly thinking of GTA 3 here. I'm not sure what other GTA versions had similar Patriots. Maybe Vice City did, actually. Actually, I think it was San Andreas and GTA 3. I think they were the two. You can correct me if I'm wrong. That's just going from memory, because I think Vice City was obviously just a bit before Hummer's time, being in the 80s. Or I could be completely wrong on that too. Turns out I actually don't know much about Hummers. I just like the look of them. So there we go. There is the outside. There are loads of extras and stuff we can change for the body style. We'll check those out in a second. And none in the interior. Pretty simple in here. But it is a full-size one compared to these ones, which actually are pretty normal looking, really. Whereas this one actually does have like a Hummer H1 style dashboard. Just a whole lot wider. This thing is damn wide. So on the mods, there's nothing in the lowrider mod section or anything like that. It's all in the extras section once again. Let's start off with Extra 1. Extra 1 is a bull bar. Is it just for the front? We might have one on the rear as well. No, just a bull bar for the front. Pretty nice. We also have a different bull bar style. Number 2. Then we have, what's going to be number 3? Ah, these are rear bull bars. Ah, see, I think these ones were actually in one of the the standard Patriots of one of the previous games. That looks quite familiar to me. Then we also have extra 5, which adds these sort of like little tie downs for this top tent part. And also this antenna. I actually think that's a cover. Let's give it an extra 7. Yes, it is. Ah, see, if we just get rid of extra 7, there it is just with the bed. And then extra 5 adds just a cover with these hanging bits hanging around with the aerial. Then we have extra 6, which is a nice solid metal version of the cover for the rear. Very nice looking. Extra 7 is, of course, the tent version that we saw at the beginning. Extra 8 is, ooh, I like this. It adds this nice grippy part to the bed. It adds these steps on the side and it adds these lights to the top. That is nice. And then extra 9 is this really cool, just a nice simple bull bar style thing for the rear, or actually roll cage. Yeah, it's still called a roll cage, isn't it? Yeah, this is the roll cage and the spare wheel right there. Lovely. I mean, there are so many combinations that you can get with this, so I'm thinking, I don't know if we can combine any of these. We could definitely combine these two. That one's not really going to work. That's not going to work. That doesn't really work because, yes. So actually, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the part on the back, number 3. And it's just a choice of either this one or, yeah, it's going to go for the big, massive one right there. And look at that. That is a fully spec'd out Hummer Patriot Classic. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. So I'm going to go for the paints. I'm just going to go for a nice matte color. Just a nice matte green or something like that. What have we got? Dark desert, olive drab, foliage green, forest green. All of these work. Desert tan. Oh, desert tan. Now we're talking. Okay, I'm going to go for desert tan. And of course, I want to make this all jacked up with big, massive wheels like this one. So, I'm going to have to go for some custom wheels. That's the only way you can change wheel size. Go for some off-road again. See what we've got around here. Let's go for something slightly different, shall we? How about these ones? Because they've got nice knobbly bits on the tyres. Wonder how this will look when it's all stretched. Right, so I'm going to go for that. Tyres, wheel size, much. I think it might actually just be a little bit too big. But, yeah, okay. But by the way, yes, you can do this if you wanted. And, oh my god, they are really thin wheels. I didn't realise how thin those wheels were. Well, that's the first thing we've got to actually, I think it's just because when it gets taller, they get thinner. Huh. Maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just not, when it's changing the wheel size, it might actually be thinning it slightly. I don't know. Maybe that's just just a trickery, eye trickery. An optical illusion. Let's just go for some wider wheels then. Something like that. That is pretty big and chunky. And just bigger, just not too crazy. About that, that'll do. Front. Let's just knock that up so it works more there with the collisions. And then the same on the rear. I'm actually making these looking slightly hovery just because of the fact we've got these big dimply bits on the tyres, which would be the bits that are quite hard and would be the bits that touch the road first. So these wheels almost look like they're floating, but I think that works for these set of wheels. And then we have the visual lowering, or the visual heightening in this case, right there. Like that. I mean, you could actually also just ignore the visual lowering and just change the height manually, which also like completely changes the way that the vehicle would drive. So if we wanted to go for something that's a little bit top heavy, we could actually just change the height like this. Oh. Yeah, but obviously this is the downside, is it because it changes the characteristic of the vehicle, it might make it a little bit buggy. What's it like to drive? Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's alright. We can get used to that. And there we go. Just don't look down and see that the bits of the wheels aren't really connecting, because that's obviously going to break the illusion. But there we go. Look at that. Shh. Okay, there we go. So there we go, guys. I would love for you to let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. Whether it's this, which to me is the winner. It's it's just amazing. Or this, just the nice, simple. I gotta say, it does look better than this one. I've never been a fan of this front end. Whereas this one, this works for me. This is definitely my favourite modern Patriot. Sorry, Rockstar, but your version's just a little bit too boring for me. So this one works absolutely amazing. And then this one, which is just king. And do you know what? I'm going to do one more build. I'm going to do a sacrilege build. You guys know what's up. You guys know exactly what's up. Let's do a sacrilege build on this. I'm going to make a blingy Patriot Classic. Okay, so on the extras, I'm going to go and get rid of that. I want to just have, like, no ball bars, just nice and clean looking. And maybe the painted roof part. Where was that? Was that number 6? Yes. Okay, we're going to go for that. And we're definitely going to make this glossy and not all matte like this one. I'm going to park it next to it so we can get a nice comparison between the two. Because this one's going to be going lower, not higher. Yeah, you guys are going to love this. So there's that one done. Let's go for the paints. Just a nice brighter paint color. And how about Shafter Purple with a red flip? Just for the whole bling look. Just, yeah. Okay, this is, you guys are going to hate this. This is so good. Right, wheels, sport, chrome. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. I wonder what one of these wheels are actually going to suit it. There's lots of interesting wheels that could possibly suit it, but I don't know. Okay, let's just go for the full race look with this one, with the whole center locking wheel style. Either that or the chrome lip version. I'm going to go for that. Oh, what color should I do the wheels? Oh, these are... No, okay, the wheels might be just a little bit too far. We could make them black, though, I guess, or anthracite black. Yeah, that could work. And so, let's just open up V-Stancer. Let's get the tires and make the wheels smaller. Should we try that? I mean, we could actually probably just go with the wheels that size and just slam it. Let's see how that works. Yeah, do you know what? I want it lower than that, so I'm going to go for smaller wheels. This is really going to be an interesting build. Right, so I'm going to go for wheels like normal car size wheels. Like there. Maybe, yeah. I'm going to go for that. And I'm going to make the width wider as well so we can get some nice deep dish going on. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Then we'll change the radius so we can get the wheels touching the ground, like there. And then the same on the rear. That should work. And, oh god, shall I, rear camber. This is going to annoy lots of people, but that's quite funny for me. So, let's just chuck that down. Visual lowering. Oh my god, this thing is low. Yeah, about that. And then track width on the front. Bring that in, and then just some front height drop right there. Oh my god, this is insane. A little bit of front camber, some track width, just to have that rim poking out just a little bit. We'll get a little bit higher on the front, maybe a tad higher on the rear, and there we go. There is a slammed down version of the Patriot Classic. Maybe there's one of you out there that prefers that one. I mean, that would definitely turn heads at a car show. You cannot argue with that. If that turned up at a car show, that would have a crowd around it. Do not lie to me. Oh, well, I guess that's the final look you're going to get, because it's actually crashed. Even the game didn't like it. Well, there we go, guys. You can let me know which is your favourite in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think about the Patriot Classic. I just think it's an absolutely amazing thing that Rockstar really should have introduced, but obviously it probably cost several million. And have weapons all over it and stuff for online and more stuff than you could ever really need. But there we go. That's it for this crashed episode of this game. What a nice way to finish. There we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.